corrupted with an outrageous lack of responsibility. We wanted everything for ourselves, greed really. We failed to look at the overall picture and did not take into consideration those with whom we share the world. Therefore, the value of the same commodity at different periods of time. Just remember, gratitude, appreciation, and consideration. Which one of these will you carry? And this has been a Spaz of Realness here on KWDC 93.5 FM, the voice of Stockton.
KWDC LP Stockton 93.5 FM.
Delta College invites you to prepare for your career this spring at our Stockton or Mountain House campuses and Calaveras High. Earn your associate's degree and save money. Many courses are transferable to four-year colleges. Train for your career. Delta College offers over 100 technical ed programs. Check out over 200 online classes. Apply for spring now at deltacollege.edu. See you in class January 19th.
You are now listening to Stockton 360 News Magazine here on KWDC 93.5 FM.
Good evening and welcome to Stockton 360, your news magazine on your radio station KWDC 93.5 FM, the voice of Stockton. This is Governor Don.
Professor Jimenez.
And welcome. How are you doing, Professor?
I'm good. How are you, Governor?
I'm doing great. You know, it's our first show back from the holiday.
Yeah, it's good to be here.
How was your Thanksgiving?
It was nice. I actually went up to Carmichael and visited my long lost cousins that I haven't seen for 30 years.
30 years? Wow.
Yeah, it was really nice, and had a nice quiet dinner with her and her family, as well as her sisters.
How cool.
It was great. How about yours?
It's always awesome when family reunites. I had a little bit of a reunion as well. My daughter Miami came back from PCPA down in Santa Maria.
Okay.
And got to spend Thanksgiving with her, and of course the whole family was there. My sister and her kids were there, so it was really nice.
That's good. And it was a dinner?
Yes, we did the whole thing, you know, and they kind of, you know, they have a few of my daughters have what they call, what are those things, significant others.
Oh, that's
so
right.
So they kind of, you know, did a little bit, like they were there in the morning, and then the afternoon they went and visited, and they came back for the evening, and it was really nice to have everybody there.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's really always a good feeling to have family, especially when your children come back.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
yeah.
come visit.
Sure. I mean, that's what it's all about. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had a great time, and everybody's thankful, you know. I mean, we try to be thankful all the time, but especially on the holidays, you know. And now that, you know, I kind of realize, you know, as the family gets older and they spread out more, then time becomes even more precious.
That's true.
Yeah, so.
We're ready
wonderful.
now. Well, we're also now gearing up for what? For Christmas.
Yeah, that's right.
So Christmas break, she'll be back?
Yes, actually, that'd be a better break, a little bit longer, and got things we want to work on. You know, we're a musical family, so we want to work on some tunes and stuff.
Oh, nice!
Yeah.
I can't wait to hear.
Yeah,
That'll
it's gonna
be
be
great.
nice.
Projects, huh?
Of course, you know. Okay. I mean, we always feel like if we're not being creative, then we're just wasting our time. let's relax doing something creative.
Sure. Creativity is always the best.
Yes. So yeah, happy to be back, and of course, enjoyed the broadcast on the weekend, and that's our production. Program director Mark Itleong always does a nice job with our holiday programming. Mm-hmm. It was nice to hear the different thank you messages and
That's
stuff.
True.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
I thought so.
Yeah, so you know, we're gonna start off the show with some weather and traffic. I mean, it doesn't I mean, you could look out the window and see, it's dry now, and you could feel how cold it is. But let's give them some details. What's the weather like?
Yeah, so it's currently 49 degrees.
Yikes.
Currently cloudy. If you notice, it was raining earlier. A little bit, right?
Yes,
so there's 10% of precipitation.
Okay.
And tonight we're going to a low of 33 degrees.
Ooh,
so it's
freezing.
Getting really nippy and cold out there. So stay warm, everyone. Bundle up.
Yes.
And we wake up tomorrow to a 59 degrees sunny.
Ooh, all right.
0 precipitation.
Yes.
Yeah, so we're dry. And
almost 60 degrees tomorrow.
Almost.
But it's going to be a cold night. It's funny because you said it's cloudy, and usually when it's cloudy, it's not that cold. But maybe the clouds are going to pass. I don't know. 33, you said?
33.
Isn't that like, isn't freezing?
Point at 31.
Yeah.
Right.
It's almost freezing.
Well, the funny part is like my pool just kind of like goes on anti-freeze when it hits 32, 33. So I was like trying to like maneuver. I was wondering why my lights were going on and off for that sort of. It kind of it signals us that it's on anti-freeze.
Uh-huh.
So the other night it went on anti-freeze, and I was wondering what's going on with this, and I was playing with my remotes,
but it was just super cold.
It was a super cold, and it went on anti-freeze, meaning so that it wasn't turned into ice, your pool, right?
Yeah. I saw on the internet somebody's pool was ice, and they tried to jump through it, and they just like bounced off the top of it.
Oh, that's crazy.
Which is crazy to try to jump through it. You could get cut by that ice.
Yeah. So now, just for other things, the weather and traffic report, by the way, is sponsored by Wing Zone, and Wing Zone is one of our sponsors here at in Stockton, located at 7910 Lower Sacramento Road in Stockton. And let's see what's going on
with the
traffic. So let's see. So Highway 12 looks clear and is going smoothly. 88 is also going smoothly, as well as the 26.
Okay.
However, the Crosstown Freeway, there is a traffic hazard caused, and it's I-5 North, caused by a big rig. On 4 and Charterway, we are actually clear. 99 is clear on both directions, in and out of Stockton, as well as French Camp, the 5. And 205 is also clear. At the 580, it's slow traffic coming into Stockton. So the weather and traffic report is sponsored again by Wing Zone, and they are located at 7910 Lower Sacramento Road, Stockton, California. And go visit over there. There's lots of flavors and that sort of thing. But back to you, Governor Don.
All right. And thank you, Wing Zone. All right. So, there's a couple of things in the news. I thought this one story you sent me out of the record is kind of interesting. Somebody stealing mailboxes. Yeah,
it looks like there's a lot of theft going on in the north side.
Yes.
And this is interesting because now is a time that you receive a lot of either mail from people that send you checks. Okay, so it's a holiday season, right?
Sure.
So you receive also a lot of mail from other relatives that are sending you cards. In the cards, there are checks, there are things, gift cards, etc.
Right.
But I guess also the focus here is that the mail theft is also caused by those who are looking for credit cards, those who are looking for bank cards, those who are also looking for other information that they can actually double your identity or basically hack into your files. So be careful out there. It's irritating because you'd think in the neighborhoods everything is safe, especially when you put it in a mailbox.
Now, we talk about those mail, because in my neighborhood, there's like everyone goes to the same mailbox. Is it that kind of situation, or is it people really like house to house getting their mailboxes broken into?
It looks like it's house to house.
Wow.
So the story that's in the record of Sunday is that there are personal mailboxes that have been gone into. And I remember this also near the Brookside area, which is kind of interesting because the mailboxes over there are all lined up and you have a key. But somebody apparently had destroyed the mailboxes. Oh. And I just want everyone to know that if you do decide to do this kind of crime, this is a federal crime.
Yeah, mail is federal.
Yeah, mail is federal.
Don't mess with the mail.
Yeah. So.
You'll get you'd be in trouble.
But, that's true.
I mean, people are. I mean, this is the season. I mean, you got to be careful when you're shopping. I know we've already heard of a few incidents, Black Friday incidents, where people had their stuff taken from them, or have their cars broken into. So like they're shopping and then they're filling their car full of stuff, and then they go shopping and when they come back, busted window.
Gone.
Yeah.
One of my girlfriends, that happened to her last year.
Yes. I know.
I think I mentioned that too as well.
Yeah, it's happening, and it's something for you to think about. Be cautious about. If you're leaving your goods in your vehicle, and that goes for just normally, the idea, like if there's a bag in your car that looks like a purse, someone might break in. So same thing, if there's something valuable in your car, if it looks valuable, people might break in, even if your charger is still plugged in. People will break in for that. So of course, if you got like a flat screen or something in there, and as somebody walking around the parking lot with a giant flat screen doesn't look suspicious. So they could like literally steal it from your car and like take 2 steps away and already not look suspicious.
Right, and put it in their car.
Sure. So,
well, I don't know if you heard, but let's backtrack about Black Friday.
Oh, yeah.
I wanted to mention to you that I swore I wasn't going to go to Black Friday. And it was interesting because I ended up at the mall on Black Friday, just like in and out kind of thing. There was no parking whatsoever.
Oh, yeah.
So we parked right across the way from the mall, which was here,
Yeah.
Walked over, and I was glad to be out of there in 30 minutes because my son.
Out. You spent more time walking to the store than
Yeah, we did. And see, the thing was, like at 9 p.m. that night, there was an incident in the parking lot. A lady walking to her car who had just bought a tablet, was clobbered by a bat, and somebody else harmed her from the front area. So she was brought unconscious.
Oh my God.
And they stole her tablet. So I'm thinking, really, at 9 p.m. and I was just there around 7.
Yeah.
It's a scary. You never know what happens now on Black Friday. So
we got to be, we live in the best place to live on earth. However, we also have, a lot of people doing bad here, and people, who maybe, and we talked about how the holidays, sometimes brings out the best, but also sometimes brings out the worst. And so, you got to use the buddy system.
That's true.
Don't go out there by yourself. I mean, you weren't out by yourself, right? Let's use the buddy system and bring somebody along. Because it's not like you expect them to defend you, but just that it's a deterrent. When there's other people around, when it's a group of people, you're much less likely to be approached or accosted or harassed in any way. So, please use the buddy system out there, and just be safe and, be aware of your surroundings. And it's okay to, say, I don't feel safe. It's okay to, to act on your suspicion, even though, we don't know what people are going to do. But if it doesn't feel safe, then wait it out or find, somebody to walk you to your car or that kind of thing, just.
Well, this is the thing, too. I mean, just being in that mall area, yes, that day.
Oh, yeah.
You just feel this anxiety, you feel this I don't want to be here, that feeling, and also that feeling of like you just never know. People are coming at you, going, because there's just no direction anymore because there's tons of people in the mall. So that whole feeling of not feeling as safe was there. And I realized like, oh no, this is exactly, and I actually thought about you, Governor Don. I'm like, oh my God, Governor Don is going to like hear about this. This is not right, so.
Well, you know what? I want to say this. And this is something for us to think about. When they started doing the stores open on Thanksgiving.
Oh, I didn't like that either.
You know what they determined, that it didn't actually affect the bottom line. There were no net gain. It basically, the people who spent money on Thanksgiving just didn't spend money later, so it didn't like boost revenue. And then this year, we have $1 billion less purchasing happening on Black Friday than last year, which is very significant. And I, it's hard to see at this point whether that's a good sign or a bad sign. But if there's people spending $1 billion less on Black Friday, then maybe they're doing that. Maybe they're doing that. Maybe they're spending more money locally. Maybe they're spending more money on minority-owned businesses or locally owned businesses, or maybe doing more of the making gifts or things like that. I mean, I know it's nice to get new stuff or nice to buy new stuff for people, but that's not what the holiday is all about. It's really about sharing and caring.
I agree.
So I'm saying, even though there was $1 billion less spent this year on Black Friday, you could bet that by the December 31st, that's going to even all out, and that money's going to get spent elsewhere. Maybe it's going to go to Cyber Monday. That's the other thing too, because
Cyber Monday. That's
more
right.
and more people are spending money online, and the reason is because you get better deals. When you buy something online, you pay less overhead and all those kind of things. You're not paying for salespeople and things like that. Of course, you're paying for marketing, but just overall, you end up finding really good deals online that you wouldn't get in person. So, and then I heard a lot of people on the Thanksgiving Day. I heard people talking about, oh yeah, I got the deal online, so they didn't actually have to wait in line. They just bought it online,
which is probably better.
Sure.
Why go out there in the crowds?
Yeah, and and the frenzy and the the chances of you buy something online, you're going to get it shipped to you with a tracking number. If something happens, you're going to get it replaced, those kind of things. You don't have to worry about the safety issue. Of course, then again, if some giant box shows up your house, maybe other people would be aware.
Well, how about the parking as well?
Yes,
that was really difficult. People were you just feel the rage.
Oh, man.
That rage of going
everyone's
into a parking
they're
spot.
all so worked up. And
Yep.
Yeah, so I'd avoid it totally. I don't even mess with it at all. I don't even find an enjoyment in it at all. Really, I'm with the notion that, we spend so much money trying to buy people's affection and, especially our loved ones, and really the time and experience that we have together is more important, and
I agree.
I'm seeing so many people who are literally broke, literally like students on a fixed budget who barely have enough money to pay their phone bills, and then they're like worried about buying gifts for their friends and their so-called significant others and stuff. And if your significant other doesn't understand that you are technically a starving student, then that's the conversation y'all need to have.
Yeah, reconsider.
Sure, man. Why don't you cook an omelet together and talk about it? It's just something cheap and inexpensive, but with
and fun.
Anything.
Yeah,
there's a million, trillion, billion other things that you could do, and especially if you're hurting for money.
Yeah.
Because the last thing that you should be doing is going into debt this year. For trying to please somebody with material things. And then there's always making stuff,
Yeah.
And then there's also lots of things that you already have that would make nice gifts if you just give them to somebody else.
I agree.
I mean, think about, that cousin who comes by and says, oh, I love this thing that, they love this thing that you have. Man, give it to them. Maybe, why not? Why not?
I agree. I like
makes a
homemade
great
gifts.
gift.
Yeah, homemade gifts and do-it-yourself
Yes.
items.
Handmade stuff that you get locally. That's the other thing. Locally sourced items is the best for the economy. If you buy a gift that came out of Walmart, of course it somehow benefits the community, but really in a very minute way. But if you buy something that was produced here in the area, either locally made or handmade, then you're actually really investing a lot into the community, and that dollar goes around and around and around. And, before that dollar ever makes it to the bank, it gets spent a few times.
That's true.
And that really is good for the community. So
I agree.
Yeah, that's my admonition. Buy locally. If not buy locally, then make something for a gift. People do appreciate that. And anybody who doesn't appreciate it, they didn't deserve a gift anyways. They were on the naughty list. You should have gave them a lump of coal. Maybe that would have been too valuable. You could have gave them a dry piece of bread. Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah. All the, we can't be, it's a season of sharing and giving, and too many times it's turned into a season of materialism and want and lack and jealousy and all that. We don't need that. We don't need it.
No, we don't.
Right.
It changes the whole holiday spirit.
Yes, it does.
Right.
Now, there is some important news for today. There is an important town hall meeting going on tonight, and if we don't tell people about it right now, maybe they won't make it, because you got to get there. It starts at 6:30.
Okay.
Mayor Silva had announced this town hall meeting, and so we'll give you the information on it. But it's something that is very important for the community. You really, we all know how. We're aware. We read the newspaper, we hear the news. The things that are going on, and if there's something negative that's going on in a community, then we can do something about it if we're engaged in the process. And this is really what this town hall meeting is about, which was called by Mayor Silva. Yeah.
Yeah, he even has free babysitting
What?
for your children. So
No excuses.
exactly.
Unless you are working, taking care of them babies. If you are available, you can bring the kids along, and licensed daycare providers will be there to keep an eye on the kids. Where is this meeting going to be at?
So it's being held at the Christian Life Center at 4303 Christian Life Way, which is off 99 Highway Frontage Road. And it's going to be exactly at 6:30 tonight. Let's see who will be available. There will be the Stockton Police Department and Fire. There'll also be Stockton staff members from City Hall, as well as coverage on Stockton past, present, and future.
Excellent.
Those are the topics.
Now, I know there's a bit of controversy about where it's going to be held because of the religious beliefs of the Christian Life Center, and but even those of you who might feel that you are either they are in opposition to your beliefs, or if you feel like you are in opposition to their beliefs, that is really just a location. And all are welcome, and all are encouraged to come, especially those who might feel like that isn't the place or whatever. That's really not what it's about. Please feel free and feel welcome to show up. Everyone is encouraged to show up. The mayor asked all citizens if they could, all residents, to come and check it out. So be a part of the process. It's an important meeting. And, this is basically, it's something that the mayor is really been focused on. We had him on the show a few times. And, this is really, it's his, that's what he's here for. And so, it's a town hall meeting, and it won't be much of one if you don't show up.
That's right. And also, in addition to that, I forgot to mention that there will be representatives from all 4 school districts. So that would be, if I'm not mistaken, Manteca, probably, Lincoln, Stockton, and one more, Lodi. Okay.
Yes.
Lodi.
So excellent. Please do come through, and support your city, and find out what's going on, and have your voice heard too if there's something that you have to share.
Right. And also for our listeners, tomorrow we will have Vice Mayor Christina Fugazi, who will also give us a post analysis of or a post discussion on the town hall meeting. And
after the show, you're headed out there too, as well, right?
Yes, I am going to be headed out.
So if you're going to be at the meeting, if you got something to share with us, look for Professor Jimenez, and she'll be happy to talk with you.
Yes.
All right. You know what? We're going to go to a quick break. When we come back, I wanted to talk about this cool event that happened on campus last week.
Yes.
Yes, it's a self-defense demonstration.
Right.
Which we have some good interviews on, presented by Alpha Gamma Sigma. It was called Self-Defense on Campus. So when we come back, we're going to be talking about that. Also, the bike plan, city. Our city. We want our city to be bike friendly, because bike friendly is greener and better for the environment. And we want to talk about this Delta Research Center, which is super important. I'm super excited about it. An article from the Stockton Record written by our friend Alex Breitler. We're going to delve into that a little bit. So please stick around. Don't go anywhere. Stay tuned to Stockton 360. This is KWDC 93.5 FM. I'm Governor Don.
Professor Jimenez.
We'll be right back after this brief message.
Your future begins at San Joaquin Delta College. Delta invites you to continue your education this spring at our Stockton or Mountain House campuses and Calaveras High. Earn an associate's degree. Delta also offers over 100 technical education programs. Many courses are transferable to 4-year colleges. Earn your degree at home with over 200 online classes. Apply for spring to register for classes today at deltacollege.edu. See you in class.
Hey, how you doing, everybody? This is Pistol Pete, and I'd just like to let you all know that you can listen to KWDC 93.5 FM from anywhere and get entertained by Ryan and the Repo Man from 7 a.m. to 10 a.m., Stockton 360 News Magazine from 5 p.m. to 6 p.m., The Bench Warmers from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m., and other shows from Monday through Friday. This is KWDC LP Stockton.
Support your community by supporting your community radio station, KWDC 93.5 FM. Your donation makes it possible for KWDC to produce and broadcast quality local programming. Send your donations to KWDC Foundation, 5151 Pacific Avenue, Stockton, California, 95207. For more information, visit us online at kwdcradio.org.
KWDC LP Stockton 93.5 FM.
I'm a huge fan of Lapis Lazuli. And you know what? I would say, if I was to judge you, I would say you are probably like Peridot, Lapis Lazuli, or perhaps Opal, who's Pearl and Amethyst Hue. So I'm gonna go with Lapis for you.
We gotta try to make sure our laws keep up with technology, and that's nearly impossible. So we'll find. I'm sure there'll be a bunch of revisions and new laws on the books.
You are now listening to Stockton 360 News Magazine here on KWDC 93.5 FM.
And welcome back to Stockton 360 right here on KWDC 93.5 FM. We are the voice of Stockton. This is Governor Don.
Professor Jimenez.
And thanks for sticking around with us. So as we mentioned before the break, we wanted to talk about this event that went on campus. Very important, I think, self-defense on campus presented by the Alpha Gamma Sigma, yes.
Yes, so Alpha Gamma Sigma is the honor society for community colleges, and this year the conference for this organization among all the campuses was here held at Delta. A week ago. So what part of the workshops had to do, and their focus this year was on community. So one of the workshops was called Self-Defense and on campus, because in light of all the things that have happened, such as the shootings, as well as being aware when you're walking through your campus of someone either stalking you or harming you, what would you do? So with that in mind, that's what exactly AGS addressed. And there was quite a few people that attended. It was well attended here at our gym, where the basketball gym is.
Yeah, the Blanchard Gym.
Yeah, and it was really, really nice. I really enjoyed it that Saturday and was able to come out. Bahala na. Eskrima Arnis was the group that led the workshops, and
Filipino martial arts.
Yes, the Filipino martial arts group, and they were able to show practical moves. Master Juanitas, Joel Juanitas, that is, as well as Jennifer Juanitas, who's also a student here at Delta College, were the main sponsors or the organizers of this event.
Excellent. We have interview?
Yes, we do. So I had a chance to speak with them. Also, I wanted to mention part of the interviews, the keynote speech was given by no other than our councilman, Michael Tubbs, and I had a chance to catch up with him as well. So listen to my little interviews.
All right.
So, thank you for inviting us, Jennifer.
Thanks for coming, Lorraine. It's good to have you.
I know, it's really always great to see stuff like this happen in our campus. But can you just give us a quick rundown of what happened here today? The AGS Honor Society. What was going on?
Yeah, so today what we had is a conference for the AGS Honor Society for all the Northern California AGS societies at all the different community colleges. And so what we do is we have a whole day of seminars and workshops and different activities. It gives us a chance to meet the other people from the other clubs at the other campuses. But our theme this year was Be the Change. And so we had a lot of different workshops, things like about homelessness, community involvement, and your standard ones like learning how to get a scholarship or transfer to another college. But we also had a workshop on campus safety and defending yourself. So a lot of great workshops. And, we eat breakfast and have lunch and community. We have some great speakers, and it's just a fun day all around.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So now we're heading to the you're heading over right now to the closing.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Yes, and there is a speaker, but I don't remember who's doing it. It's just like the closing ceremonies. They have a raffle, kind of close the day up, talk about the things people liked and stuff like that. So, yeah.
So just for the record, Jennifer, give us like your major and your year.
So this is going into my third year at Delta. I kind of started out slow in the beginning. I wasn't sure what I wanted to do, but I finally settled into. My goal is to get a bachelor's degree in communications with a minor in human resources. This semester, I'm actually getting my AA in college. Teacher education prep.
Great.
Next semester, I'm getting another AA in communications, and then I'm transferring to Sac State next fall, 2016.
Okay, well, congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate your time.
Thanks.
Okay, Michael Tubbs. I have Michael Tubbs here at Delta College. So tell me, Councilman Tubbs, tell me what you talked about in there at the forum.
We had an amazing conversation around just what it means to bring change, how does one do change as a young person, and kind of obstacles to that.
And then tell me just a little bit about your background with Stockton before you became councilman.
Before, I was just born and raised in Stockton, lived in townhomes, and then lived in Nightingale, then lived in Lewis Park. Went to Hamilton and Franklin, was on the Youth Advisory Commission at Youth and Government Day, was always involved locally with youth issues. And then before that, then I went to college.
Then you went to college. And then, so for the students over here, you know, like, what is your message to them? Like, people want to get into leadership? And
my message to them was like, do it. Like, there's no roadmap, there's no right answer. Just try some things. And when you try something, it might not work, then try something else. But nothing will change if you just stay still. So do something.
Okay. Well, thank you very much.
Well, thank you.
Take care.
Good seeing you.
You too. Bye. Third here. Just 3 questions, MJ. So when you do these kind of events, what exactly do the participants take away?
Well, it's pretty much their preconceived notions of what they bring to the table. I mean, if they already have a set that they're expecting to hear or see, then that's what they're going to stay in tune to. Hopefully, the way I communicate, they'll take away more than that. But pretty much it's what they're looking for is what they're going to take away from it. And if I don't cover it, then at least they can ask, and we can cover that material.
How is it important that you also, because you're master of Eskrima, why is it important that we always spread that message of the trade and the art?
So it doesn't die. I mean, that's the primary reason why I do it, other than helping other people to defend themselves. It's the art, it's our traditional art of the Filipinos. It's our art, it's no one else's, and if I'm not going to do it, who else?
And then last question, what is our message that we took away over here with all the participants? Given that the self-defense techniques you taught them, where could they use all of that?
Well, it's just the tip of the iceberg what I taught them, and it's up to them to expand on it. If it piqued their interest, then that's a good thing. But if it's their responsibility to expand on it, I could only give them so much. It's the court's in their ball to run with it. If I can help in any way beyond that, then I'm more than happy to do that. But like I said, their safety is their responsibility, no one else's. And if it's important to them, they'll pursue it.
And last question, this is the real last question. What are your thoughts about the recent events with the different campuses and universities, with the stabbings and also with the gun violence out there?
Well, our schools and campuses are undersecured. The on-campus police force is understaffed, and if they really value the safety of their students, they'll take a look at what their security standards are. And as long as students are restricted or unable to defend themselves at any means necessary, then those things will continue to happen, regardless of what legislative laws that we pass. The laws only restrict the law-abiding citizens, not the bad guys.
Thank you, Master Juan. I appreciate
All
it.
right, you're welcome.
Awesome.
All right, great interview. So that was it was interesting to note that part of the reason why was to preserve the culture of the Filipino martial arts, Eskrima, which is, I think that's an important kind of not an ulterior motive, but additional motive to presenting that. But it's interesting what he said towards the end, because I mean we heard the Master Juanitas say that he felt like campuses were undersecured.
Right.
So I'm sure that was part of the motivation for having this event.
Well, interestingly, when he gave the workshop, he mentioned that he's a first responder because he also works for the city. And he mentioned that sometimes as citizens look to law enforcement or other first responders for help, sometimes there's just not enough of them.
Right.
You know, and
spread thin, or they're not in the right place at the right time.
Right. So he said that keeping safe is really one